Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to the Dota 2 Canada Cup season. Okay. There we go. I don't know why the overlay vanished, but now it's back, so... That was strange. Anyways,
we're doing mind games on you people. That's all that happens. We're just... This is all a dream. This is not really happening.
The overlay isn't real. It doesn't exist. But our sponsors do, of course. And a big shout out to all of them. Of course, High Ground TV, G2A.com, Steel Series, MSI, and Xfire as well.
Yep, they're pretty cool guys, and of course, without them, this tournament wouldn't be possible, so big kudos to them.
Yeah.
And of course, to Canada Cup themselves.
Yeah, for getting us to cast, and we really appreciate the opportunity as well. Of course, we're Truesight TV. You can find us at Truesight TV on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, MySpace, Tinder, Snapchat, etc. Whatever. But this is going to be game number 2, Luccini Land Center up against B-Zone. Can Luccini bring it back, or will they be pushed out of the Battlezone and therefore disqualified from the Canada Cup Season 5 qualifiers?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, with that said, of course, huge thank you for all of us, you 140 people showing up here, including that really salty guy who was like, "Oh yeah, fix overlay, oh my god," and all caps. I was like, dude, relax, man. It's all good. It's all good.
It's okay, guys. I'm just the dumbest caster ever. Okay, we figured that out. Yeah.
America. No.
A really good 4 for 2 trade. Anyways, Lion gonna be the first pickup for Luccini. Stupid English has me all confused on this. They will ban out the Earthshaker, though.
It's an Italian thing. It's like
Luccini.
Yeah. Think about that. It's like it's like Lucha Libre. Think about it. You know, that could work too.
I'll think about that. Yeah, they do. Excuse me. Respect ban out the Axe, and the Vengeful Spirit gets banned out as well. I want to say it was Luccini who had the Venge, right?
And the Axe as well. It was on the hands of Cristiano.
Oh, yes, that's right. So, I guess if it doesn't work for you game 1, you just ban it out instead. They will first pick the Zentral's Rubik. Not even scared, just saying, hey, you wanna pick a Hex? You wanna pick a Finger? Okay. Go ahead, buddy.
I think that would have been a better ban, to be completely honest, and I think that guys of Luccini are like, oh god, yeah, they did have a really good Rubik. You know, and honestly, instead of the Vengeful Spirit, I would have banned that straight off the bat. Especially considering that Battlezone actually banned out the Shaker, which is one of the better picks for Cinderella. So either it's a Shaker or a Rubik that he plays. Well, he makes big plays with on these matches, at least from what I've seen from Battlezone. So yeah, I'm a little bit surprised about it. They're actually gonna double dip onto the Spirit Breaker. I mean, if ain't broke, why fix it, right?
Yeah, I mean, why reveal even more strats when you can just use the same one and win? You hope, at least. I don't think they'll get their hands on the Troll Warlord, though. Wouldn't be too surprised to see Luccini pick it up. But at the same time, I kind of would, because Rubik's Spirit Breaker, that's a lot of lockdown. You don't really want to be locked down as Troll because you're not attacking, and when you're not attacking, you're pretty worthless.
Yeah, and on top of that, the Spirit Breaker bash goes through BKB, so even then, he's like, well, yeah. I mean, he's gonna get his work cut up for him, I guess. But at the same time, the Spirit Breaker does bring a pretty interesting... Okay, they're gonna go for this.
I mean, it's still perfectly viable. You just have to get BKB and get supports to stun Spirit Breaker, and Lion can definitely do that. In fact, if they pick up any other support with a stun, he should be well protected, I think.
It's just the thing is, like, the build-up towards the BKB is going to be a pain in the ass for Troll, I think.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. Spirit Breaker is one of those off-lane-ish, support-ish position 3 or 4 heroes that brings an interesting an interesting choice draft-wise for these teams, especially as like what safe lane carrier we're gonna pick or what mid lane carrier we're gonna pick, because Spirit Breaker really shuts down a lot of the current meta favorite carries, you know, or cores.
Yeah, we won't see Sniper.
Support. I mean, Sniper is gonna just destroy him. Juggernaut's gonna get wrecked most of the time, or at least heavily disabled, if anything. Slark is not ideal. I mean, it kind of works, but not really. His Sword and Spirit, if he gets bashed up, might really be complicated for him, especially because as a Sword Spirit you're pretty confident in your movements on the map, and all of a sudden, okay, what the hell is this?
Okay.
All right.
Interesting. We did see Tinker earlier today. Was it Hellraisers that picked it up against London Conspiracy? I believe it was.
I was sleeping during that time, so...
It was in Dream League, and it was a really exciting game, but it ended up with, well, one team lost a player, and then Tinker won, but the Tinker didn't look too strong on the laning stage, but really came online afterwards, and it kind of reminded me of how strong a powerhouse this hero can be.
Well, here's the deal.
Farmed.
Tinker is really, really good towards Troll because of the laser.
Oh yeah, you just miss everything, and now you have to build BKB.
90% miss chance. Guess what? You're eating a little bit of your own medicine here.
No,
and,
it's 100%.
It's 100?
Yeah, it is complete miss. Which 3 seconds? That's almost half of Troll's. Oh dear. Here come the Sproinks, Rupture.
Oh, Sproink. So this is going to be one of those.
Now, I don't know if you were with me. I don't think you were for the Enchantress mid game we casted during Sivo. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. But, I mean, she works as a mid. I've been playing her in ranked matches, even, as a mid, and it's been successful. Because she's too fast to keep up with in lane. As soon as you turn around and try to attack her, well, she's got an attack slow.
Untouchable on top of a crap ton of movement speed.
Yeah, the problem is, against Troll, she doesn't do too well. Because,
He's ranged.
Well, no, because, okay, we just slowed everybody by 120 attack speed. They just got 180 from Troll's level 3 ulti, or they just got it all back from his level 2 ulti. So, it slows it down to an extent, back to regular attack speed, but she's squishy enough for it not to really matter.
Well, the other hand, though, during a team fight, Troll Warrior really heavily relies on positioning, which Enchantress can punish him pretty hard, you know? Like, okay, you're good, because he needs to be on melee range in order to get kills. Pretty much that's the mantra with Troll Warrior. It's like, I'm gonna try to jump you and try to beat you into a pulp under 7 seconds flat. That's pretty much the mantra of Troll. However, Enchantress, if he does like blink in and start beating onto someone, Enchantress is like, oh, you know what, you're up there. Let me just, you know, start throwing spears at you, and you will probably either I kill you before you get your kill, or I'm gonna keep you pretty low, and then I can finish you off. You know. On top of that,
it is probably gonna be a jungle Enchantress. They do pick the Sniper into the Spirit Breaker and the Tinker and the Enchantress. And even the Weaver, I mean, I'm questioning this. It's not actually going to be Zindral's Rubik. Maybe
it's going to be Radix, Zindral. Oh god.
Maybe they want to give us a game 3.
No, Zindral is pretty good with Enchantress. The thing is, like, I think it's the fact that Radix cannot play Enchantress. So it's like, yeah, Zindral is going to take it, and Radix is just going to do his best impression of Zindral's, pretty much. However, from what I've seen on Luccini, it's a really strong push-up lane, though. They're gonna push like mad with this one. I mean, Nether Toxin into a Troll Warlord, into a Tombstone, into Sharpnail, that even though it doesn't damage his towers anymore, it does clear up creep waves pretty easily, and it's really good zoning tool.
Yeah, so and we will be getting right into the game this time, so no big long pause for me to sift through the overlay. Red October getting us the intro here. It's game 2 of Luccini up against Battlezone. I'm SB Revolution 5, joined by Rupture. Rupture, why don't you go ahead with Battlezone or whoever at this point?
All right. I'll stick there with a guy with a really well. That's supposed to favors. They're gonna be charged on top actually. And Angelo Moon is gonna get lifted up, drop the Lion's Den, and yeah, it's gonna be
Earth Spike. That one
panic.
hurt. Yeah. It was just there were two over here. There were two over here. Lion was right here, and he just goes, woof. Got it. And actually, let's get away from that image that I just drew. Wow. Anyways.
Wow.
On the side of,
Anyway,
Luccini.
with Battlezone, we're gonna have Zindarils on the enemy jungle, actually facing up Excel real quick here. A little bit of a heyo. Radix is gonna be with the Rubik here now. Day is gonna play the mid tinker, so he's gonna be Iwo on the top lane, on the off lane, Weaver on a dual lane is gonna be interesting. And actually on the safe lane, we're gonna have Mihawk with the Spirit Breaker. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is up from Battlezone on the right hand side of things.
And on the other side, we're gonna have Cristiano on your Viper in the off lane. Soul will be on your Sniper mid lane. Up in the top lane, we've got a tri-lane made up of Excel on the support Undying, Angeloman on the Lion, and Geneshiro on your Troll Warlord. Of course, once again, big shout out to Dota 2 Canada Cup and all our lovely sponsors who we now have on the overlay, since the overlay actually works now. Technical difficulties have been abound here. And
this is what happens with new overlays. You're like, sometimes
no,
they come
it's
with
on
a
my
little bit
end.
of baggage.
I'll be honest, it's on my end completely.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, I mean,
a big shout out to the admins for helping me out here, because it's been really helpful.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Usually, and it does happen sometimes with the overlays, as a caster, it's like, oh yeah, I'm trying this new overlay out, and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about, doing a couple of tests here and there, so it's like, yeah, there's a little bit of baggage with this. There's gonna be a charge on the middle lane though, and I don't think Soul has any idea.
Yeah, and Enchantress coming from behind as well. Soul is, well, he's dead. And Zendrill's really making the most of the early game here. Hasn't even put a point in Untouchable, and I don't think he needs it at this point.
On top of that, he kind of botched it a little bit onto the timings on.
Okay, across all the 6.83 professional games, we have like under 1%. Almost 1% of games. We might have a Weaver, an Enchantress, or what was the other one?
Tinker, I think.
It was either Tinker or Undying.
Yeah. But here's the deal. Consider this. Cinderella's actually botched up a little bit in the timing on the game.
Here he comes again.
Because he lost the Centaur. And he's going to go in at again.
And they'll actually stun up Cristiano as well, who is going to fall, it looks like.
No, he will live. Dodges the march, but it was pretty close.
About 70 HP there, yeah. And he'll be working on an Aquila very early. But Mihawk, like, he's not even needing the bot lane. He's like, you guys gave me safe lane? I don't know why I'm not farming. I'm roaming.
And here's the deal. He made a good trade-off.
Excel is gonna drop. No, he's not, actually. The Whirling Axis from Troll, such skill, by the way. Managing to take down Weaver, applying that mischance, and making it really work for them right there. So, very well played.
Also helped a lot. I think that decay was what made him survive through this. Actually, Cinderace could have rotated on the top lane if...
Wait, he might go for... No. I think he imagines Undying has a TP or some regen or something.
No, it's like he doesn't have any creep to work with, pretty much.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a Centaur or a Smasher, so he ain't gonna even try it.
On the other hand, though, he does have 57 damage, and he can definitely chase down Undying. There is no doubt about that.
If he had an inventory, yes, but he's pretty much playing naked right now, so...
Yeah.
With no boots, no nothing, because...
Twitch admins, calm down, please. We're not trying to stream Naked Enchantress, it just happened. Please no report to Reno.
Please, this is no shirtless Arturo Streamerino, please.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Arteezy. I don't know, I felt like it. I mean, he is Canadian as well, so...
Yeah. Although I don't think he's ever been really a part of the Canada Cup, but whatever.
Hey, I mean, yeah, so this part of the flag, I would say, so.
Yeah.
Works out fine for me.
Oh, no problem, Red October.
No problem, man. Actually, top lane might be a little bit of a skirmish here. Not sure. Ginger is looking to it, but yeah, no dice. No dice.
I will say the offensive jungle potential of Enchantress is really good in this game, simply because, okay, if you're going to stack up camps for Troll or Sniper, she's going to find him. They'll actually drop a Tombstone, though, and Weaver's just going to invis and run away, which is one of your best defenses against Undying here, is just, oh, you want to fight me? I don't. Bye. However, in the mid-game, they're going to have that Lion lockdown arsenal to work with, as well as bashes from Troll Warlord. May not go so well, and if Weaver goes Lincolns this game, cool, you block probably a mana drain in the grand scheme of things.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's not going to be a crazy amount here. And actually, Mihawk has a... Is he transporting the salve to Mihawk? What is... Okay. They're actually just going to go in on Cristiano. And should be able to take him down. They'll body block him. He will throw out the ult. There's a no ult available from Mihawk. And an Earth Spike will take him down. ArchaeaDota trying to take down Evo, who doesn't have enough mana for Shukuchi at the moment, but does have a 9-charge magic wand. So would be able to get it if he needs to get it.
I feel like the plan from Luccini is pretty much in the next like 5 to 7 minutes they're gonna start 5-man pushing. I wouldn't see otherwise. I mean, maybe 4-man with the Troll sitting on the back lines and try to farm on his end, but honestly, I feel like this is they're gonna rely on a push lineup. However, they don't really have good tower damage outside of the Troll, which he might actually. I mean, if you start pushing a tower on the front lines, he's risking his own sake here, and of course, the fact that he's trying to push this also limits any potential late game that they could have. Well, on the other hand, they do have a Viper though, so the other touch could actually do the heavy lifting.
Radix, speaking of heavy lifting, gonna toss Troll back, but nothing to really come of it. And there's gonna be a smoke out from Zindrels and Mihawk. Zindrels just trying to get Mihawk to move out of his way. He's got 50 move speed on the guy, and he's like, okay, just scoot over, cow.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting for Sniper to get back. Which, Sniper is really playing carefully. He's sitting almost at the tier 2, which gives Tinker tons of space. Tinker's sitting on top of the net worth chart right now. Also 48 last hits. And Sniper sitting with 24 on his team. Now, there is a Hex out on Evo. Where are you going now, ArchaeaDota? Nowhere. That's where. And they actually throw out a snipe onto, I guess, mid lane.
Good
Thought that was over
though.
here. Beautiful tombstone. Yeah.
Even though it didn't get any kills or any, like, you know, collateral damage out of this, it really was that tipping point in order to zone out Battlezone out of that whole engagement on bottom lane. Which, honestly, they kind of botched it themselves, though, because, I mean, Zindrel was focusing on the Lion while the Spirit Breaker was going on to the Viper, so if anything, that was pretty sketchy coming from Battlezone, but at the same time, again, that Tombstone was that tipping point that was like, yeah, we're not gonna do this. We're not even gonna worry about this. And honestly, to some degree, even though they do have Enchantress on the lineup, they can delay this game. Not as much as they want, but they can work with the late game here. Like, especially with a Weaver.
They definitely have some late game potential. It's a lot of single target damage though, not a lot of counter push unless Weaver goes for something like a Maelstrom, and that could become a problem. The only real counter push they have otherwise is the Swarm and the March of the Machines. Speaking of the Swarm though, they are going to get a charge off on ArchaeaDota, who doesn't seem to realize that he's going to get jumped on right now.
Oh, that was a good spike.
Actually a beautiful spike, which will keep him alive just almost. Day now on a killing spree as he makes it to the bot lane. Has his boots to travel up right now. 9 minutes in.
They lost Evo on this. They lost their safe lane carry Weaver on this.
Yeah, it's still a great trade for Luccini. In fact, Fight Recap is going to show us about a 600, 700 gold swing for them. XP sitting at about 800 more for them. The only person getting any XP out of that was Tinker, of course, on the side of Battlezone.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was a pretty ridiculous trade for Luccini. And it was a little bit of a botch positioning coming from Evo. There is no reason why he had to line up like that. But
I still have to say, though,
the follow-up was brutal, though. So,
like, this is kind of a foreshadow of things to come for Battlezone. Their lineup doesn't look that great in the mid-game, but now, actually, Genshiro is going to go down. They do get a very nice decay off from Undying, but the Tombstone gets stolen. And this is another one of those problems of playing up against a Rubik. It's like, oh, I have very high cooldown spells. Then it's very easy to take those spells. And when they're all as good as Undying's are, why not?
Yeah. Also, consider this, Cinderace is still level 5. So,
Ouch.
as soon as he hits level 6, things are gonna go more complicated they're gonna become more complicated for Luccini. Even though they have been doing alright on this, like, 2 or 3 man skirmishes, I don't think that's the strength of their lineup, though. I mean, it's just the teamfight is a little bit better on Battlezone, to be honest.
4th fastest boost of travels recorded in 6.83. And, I will say, I mean, we do have a slightly small sample size for Tinker because he's been nerfed a lot. But still, that's very impressive. And the big thing that was nerfed about him was the fact that he can't farm so quickly anymore because it doesn't affect Ancients. And the fact that he's been able to farm it basically says, hey, the hero's right back where it was. What are you guys talking about? You nerfed this hero? Fix him, please. Volvo,
please. Are you really gonna do a nerf on this? Or this is
nerf.
You're sick of that, you know?
Nerf for the Tinker.
No.
58 games, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still sitting in the top 5-6%. There actually will be a possible assassinate coming out. It actually will interrupt the TP, but I mean that's a nuisance at best at this point.
I mean, on this trade-off, Zay has just the advantage. It's like Soul is like, well, yeah, I'm sitting here with
Cristiano
300 hit
charged.
points, and he could re-TP actually if
he is.
Really wanted to be cheeky.
He's TPing to bot lane where Cristiano did get behind the tower in time at least. And actually could... No, he doesn't have Axe, so he can't get the ult off on Mihawk. Chantress is picking up mana boots though, probably looking at a mid-game Bloodstone or something.
Utility, maybe?
Maybe just utility mana boots. It's possible. She does definitely need the mana pool.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really need the extra move speed if she's a support. Because, well, she's got more than enough move speed. Let's put it that way. Ooh, sorry, gotta chill
it could
there.
be a Bloodstone, but honestly I feel like knowing Cinderace, he's just gonna play it a little bit more utility, and probably a Yules afterwards, maybe one of Rolawi.
Excel, he's in the jungle here. And we'll spot out Enchantress trying to farm. It is going to be straight up Ags though.
Interesting.
I think it's perfectly fine here. Enchantress is going to scout out the Lion though and knows something's up. She actually will turn on the heal and think it's going to work, but it is not going to work. Sniper coming in with the nuke. The TP comes in from Tinker. Can they clean this up? They've got Vision of Angelomon and it will finish him off. Excel, very low health but staying alive just barely. The decay might be enough. It will not though. However, Cristiano and Soul looking for Evo. They will be able to take him down. The Shikuchi, it was just still on cooldown for a whole second. Mihawk, he gets hit with the Viper ult. He is slowed down considerably here. Not a usual thing to see for a Spirit Breaker. Day now getting the laser off on Sniper. Sniper on the run with 90 HP. Cristiano on the run with about 250.
March.
He will fall. Day, with the March of the Machines, was able to catch him out just as he was trying to TP away. Meanwhile, though, they do make some space. Troll picking up an Aegis. What was that fight recap? We ended up being a 3-for-3 trade.
Still going.
Make that 3-for-4. Favoring, of course, Battlezone, who was able to blind them with science, take down the Viper. Where was that? He
was start farming here again. He got a little bit cocky because he was like, yeah, there is no chance they're gonna follow me. They're like, well, Tinker actually thinks otherwise. And he just, ran in here, found the Viper. He's like, "Oh, you're still around here, fool. Well, let me change that fact." And that was a one-way ticket to the fountain.
Yeah, Viper is going for something, and I believe this is a Blade Mail against Enchantress, against Tinker. You want that kind of anti-burst damage capability to be able to say, oh, you want to hit me really hard and just once? Well, can you take it? I mean, I know you can dish it out, but can you take it?
Yeah, I think it's for Tinker particularly.
Yeah,
Because
but
you know
it's
he's
also
gonna be
good
able to
against
make it.
Enchantress, in my opinion. Like, Enchantress is not going to build BKB. Unless...
Yeah, but at the same time, Tinker is
Things
one
are
of those
crazy.
heroes that he cannot really take this either way. Unless he builds a BKB, and BKB on Tinker is like usually like a 7th item,
Oh.
maybe.
Now, they did dust up the Weaver. They are going to get a lot of damage in on Excel, but it's not quite enough. He tries to take down the Tombstone, and now he's going to get on the run. Ewo is
That's a lot of-
apparently going for the Lincolns as well, which is very interesting. They do ping him out. They spotted him. Uh-oh. And Shinichiro is not going to be able to secure the kill. The slow came out, but doesn't do anything to the haste move speed. Meanwhile, up top, have a push coming out from the Radiant team.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, but they don't have any creeps. Actually, Battlezone is on the losing end of this trade
Radiant's bottom
by a lot.
is under attack.
Actually, Shinichiro could pull some moves here, but yeah, well, Radix just doing a little bit of a zoning here with the
Nice
lift,
lift,
and
though.
that's about it.
Radiant's bottom tower
Enchantress
was
actually
out.
going to TP bot and
Oh,
take down the
that was
Undying.
beautiful.
Sniper, though, taking down Evo. Where was that? Mid? Okay.
That was a really, really well polished and coordinated attack here. Thing is, like,
Radiant's top tower
Evo was sitting
is
here.
under attack.
So what happened is, like, Sniper lined up the assassinate in just 1 second before the projectile shot off. Angelo just dropped a finger of death immediately.
Ooh.
So Evo had no chance of actually, like, oh my god, I'm just gonna time lapse out of it. It's like, no.
Yeah, and the combined burst from that with a Lion and a Sniper on the same team, that's very scary to have to deal with. So,
Yeah,
that's
I
kind
mean-
of Luccini, excuse me, their current wombo combo is just Lion ult into Sniper ult. Weaver's just that squishy. Eventually he'll have a Lincoln's, so he'll block one of them, but I still feel like they'll be able to pull it off.
Fix, you know.
Yeah, that's the problem with going Lincoln's here, and I really just don't like it,
I mean,
frankly.
he does need a region, to be honest, especially if he's
Yeah.
going to start doing some split push job on his team, which does feel like it, especially because Luccini doesn't have really good split push. They do have really good, strong, like, 5-man push, but a split push, not so much. So it makes sense, but at
Oh.
the same time, it's quite dicey. And actually, Radix is going to steal Viper Strike.
And get it used right against him once again. He actually
Yeah,
will
I don't
manage
know
to
what
throw
to
it out
do.
on Cristiano. A charge coming in, but actually will be cancelled. An ult comes out, Blade Mail as well, and this is another hero that's going to be good against. Zendros will try to sustain with the heal. Can't get away from Troll, though.
God, that Blade Mail actually did a big number on her.
It didn't do as much to her as it did the Spirit Breaker, and that was something I wasn't even thinking about.
Yeah.
Spirit Breaker with his kind of, I charge in, I hit you hard. I ult you, I hit you hard.
Yeah.
It
But
is
still,
burst
I mean,
damage.
The latest 2 seconds of the Blade Mail actually did a lot of damage to the Enchantress. Yep, dead
Yeah,
hero.
And that's only a level 2 assassinate, level 1 finger. But meanwhile,
Okay, this
Aegis, that was Aegis going down, right? Oh, for Troll.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a really sloppy Aegis, I would say.
Smart camera is messing with me here for sure.
Is under attack.
Assassinate is magical, yeah, it's... But
Wait.
here's the deal, is like the last second
Oh, no,
or
you can
two
do
of the
that.
Blade Mail actually was the large impetus strike that he managed to land into the Viper, who Cristiano barely
Oh.
survived through, and that put Zinderos in range of that troll to actually, you know, finish her off. That's pretty much where
Yeah.
I'm trying to go with this. But yeah, Spirit Breaker,
Finish her.
it's actually really, really, really hard countered by a Blade Mail, because that's pretty much what he does. He tries to pummel the living crap out of you and you know, set you up for someone else to get the kill. That's pretty much how it goes. However, if you're pretty much taking all the damage you're dishing, it's quite difficult for you, because on top of that you're in a really awkward position. Why? Because, well, you're next to the enemy hero when you're usually outnumbered because of surprise factor. So, I mean, Mihawk is gonna have a rough time here until he gets his BKB, and even then, it's not gonna be. This is gonna be a mass Blade Mail game for Luccini, it seems to be.
Yeah, and it'll work too. It's gonna
Yeah.
work very well. I mean, you don't even need it on Sniper, because if you do your job right, Sniper shouldn't even be in the line of fire. He should be the line of fire, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Cristiano and Axel, they're probably gonna be tanking most of the damage anyway, so it makes a lot of sense to actually go for double blade mails. On top of that, again, as a tinker, it's like, how are you gonna control the blade mails? You can't.
You have no way, yeah, and that's one of the things about this. Enchantress, her projectiles are so slow that they can pop the blade mail before they get there. Now, she will be getting hunted here.
Well, Angel needs to be careful here. He's eating a lot of damage.
Even Day needs to, though, because he's getting hit by the blade mail returning there. And they can just walk right into Tinker's march with the blade mail on and just say, hit me, go ahead.
Yeah, but the Lion needs to be more careful, though.
Yeah. And Braddox needs to be a bit careful as well. He will be able to get away here. But only barely.
Axel is eating a lot of damage. And oh my god, I think I almost died. Holy crap.
Yeah, dropped like very low there.
Yeah. This Undying is going to be a huge problem for him. However, he was trying to do as best as he can on the split push front though, but it's not going to be enough. As well as Mihawk. It's just not going to be enough. Especially because they're not able to re-engage on the middle lane after the TPs, just because Tinker was too low. And actually, Mihawk is just gonna jump on Soul.
Maybe not the best idea here, as they'll actually get sniped a bit at least. Does have another charge in 3 or 4 seconds. He is going to use that extra movement, and he will go down. They'll dish out some tickle damage and actually start to hurt the Tinker.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be a quick pick off on Bera, which really just backfired in the end.
I mean, Day's farming really well for himself, but
he might be really dead.
Yeah.
A sniper picked him up. Okay, I was about to say Troll had missed chance. He can't hit him. But yeah, Sniper's just able to sit in the back of the fight and just rip into them, pretty much literally. He's going to go for a BKB as well, just in case, this game. And against Enchantress, against Tinker, this is the kind of item you have to go for.
Yeah. No, it's really straightforward for Axel what to do. I mean, he just needs to start stacking up hit points and, you know, 1 or 2 utility items maybe, or maybe 1 mana regen item at most. And pretty much he's gonna be sitting pretty. Hell, I mean, you could say, well, go for a pipe or something like that, but actually pipe kind of defeats the purpose of your blade mail, so just raw HP.
Yeah.
I would say, you know, maybe like, dare I say, a Bloodstone, maybe a Rod of Eidos, Crimson Guard. Even though Crimson Guard I don't think is the better choice, because again, you want to do as much damage as possible with the blade mail. So maybe just, yeah, like a Heart or a Bloodstone would be an actually good idea for him.
For the Viper.
For the Undying.
Oh, Bloodstone's okay on him, yeah. Heart's probably going to do a better job, though.
Yeah, it's like Undying does rely a lot into mana regen, though.
I mean, you could just get an Atos.
Yeah, that's the other option, actually. I was thinking about it. It's like, yeah, maybe an Atos would be a good idea. Because as Undying is like, you do need the mana, but at the same time, you do want to have as much raw HP on this particular case as possible. I mean, armor is going to be nice, but you don't really want to have too much of it, because the marches will do less damage to you, therefore you're going to reflect less. And for Cristiano, I think he could go for like a pipe or something more, let's say, conservative. Yeah,
the slow from Atos would be really good here.
Exactly.
And I mean, if you're in the aura of the Flesh Golem, a lot of things people don't know is that you do get slowed by that.
Yeah, that's a really slight slow though, but yeah, it works really good with the Tombstone slow, with the ultimate slow on the Flesh Golem, and yeah, the Rod of Atos would be a really good gap closer as well. Yeah. Which is gonna work wonders for that troll, because that's pretty much his shtick, you know. It's like, I need to close gaps as much as humanly possible, and, you know, look at one way to do it. Yeah. Now again, Battlezone is gonna try to make a trade on the tier 2 for tier 2, but the thing is, like, I mean,
they're very far behind.
That and the line for Luccini is just better at pushing. It's just
they've got a troll and a sniper, and they're very good at defending. I mean, Okay, so you
And
want to
good for
base race them?
snipers.
Sniper can TP back, Viper can TP back, the rest of the team can stay on the tower, and you cannot push.
And Axel has a level 4 Soul Rip, so he does have a good form of sustain on the heals here.
For the whole team.
Yeah, Genjiro needs to be a little bit more careful though. Oh wait, he does have Aegis, so never mind.
He's gonna get charged right now. They gotta watch their positioning here. The charge will be coming in now, but it,
Whiffed it.
Okay.
I think it was more of a catch-up charge, just to try to be in there and, you know.
My question is though, if you're that close, just hit him.
Yeah.
It's kind of that I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. But I practically am touching you, so but they'll take a Rax.
Just go for a whole thing through, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm gonna touch you, yeah, and then you end up in jail for
Touching
never
people.
mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the deal though. It's like the items there just came out with that two tower push that Luccini did, which was quite clean.
Very
Outside
clean. In
of
fact, they
losing that tier
didn't
2 for this, but you know,
they didn't lose any heroes, right?
Yeah, they didn't lose. They didn't lose a single. They didn't even lose the
Aegis, yeah.
And Genjiro was trying really hard to lose it. So even on behalf of his better attempts to it, they didn't lose the Aegis. And
and Weaver is going to walk uphill right into the enemy team. A
does
Hex
double
is
damage,
blocked.
So gonna risk it, and they don't have any detection.
Yeah.
There is a blink on Angelomon. Genjiro already finished his Scotty for a while ago. He's sitting on 1400 gold. Let's see.
BKB maybe.
He was trying to cut creeps here, but I'm not sure about this, bro.
Evo, that was not your greatest hits album there, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I know why he's doing it.
Oh.
It's a good idea, but
They've spotted him. And now he either has to keep running, or he has to time-lapse to his death, basically. And it looks like it's going to be keep running. Tinker faking the
keep
TP.
running. There is no reason to time lapse into this. Still, they managed to get a quick set of racks on the bottom lane without too much resistance. I mean, they did sacrifice a tower for this, but I mean, who cares at this stage? And actually, either Axel is going for a Bloodstone, as I said before, or he's just going for an Aghanims, which it's really unconventional. It's a really rare sighting, but I mean, it gets the job done.
Radiant's top tower.
And there is a Bloodstone also on the Tinker, so again, Day is keeping up with him and also has a Dagon, so his damage output is not a problem. The thing is, well, the Bladens are gonna do a quick number of him. I mean, he's already dropping 400, 500 hit points just by March alone.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't think they're worried about Troll dying, to be completely honest. I mean, it's been a problem once this entire game. And Undying, well,
He needs to be sitting a little bit further behind.
here's the problem though, it's Enchantress. She's gonna dig into them with this ult. Even just at level 2. It does a ton of damage, and the only thing that's gonna stop it is BKB.
Yeah, well, I'm saying further behind compared to the rest of his teammates. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, try to keep the Undying and the Viper on the front. Now, Mihawk is gonna go with a Commander Charge. I'm not sure about this. They might actually make it work.
They will troll ulti up. They'll take down Ewo and Mihawk here. The Enchantress falling as well. Tinker in the trees. And he's going to TP back home, but they buy back on Mihawk. Rubik also fell. And that'll say, okay, you're going to fight on the low ground. We'll take it.
Oh, was the assassinate from the sniper what killed him?
Oh.
Yeah. But still, again, the Bladen's just doing a lot of work for him.
They lose half a Rax, and it looks like it's going to be a full Rax here. Tinker just now buying a Soul Ring that I could have sworn he had before.
Yeah, he had it for a Bloodstone, but, you know, he finished the Bloodstone,
oh, okay.
So it's another Soul Ring.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, but, I mean, again, I mean, this guy had a Dagon for, like, what?
A while.
10 minutes now? Or maybe, like, 7-8 minutes?
And he hasn't really seen the kills. Yeah. He's not even in a position where it makes sense. Like, a sheep would make much more sense here, just to turn off the troll, turn off the sniper.
but he cannot even get close to it because also the thing is the blade mail actually screws up with your blink dagger as well. So even then, Accent Blossom. Wow. Okay. There's a quick charge into the sniper, and actually Genjiro is just gonna destroy the Tinker. God. How do you,
dear.
Oh, he had a blink dagger. That's why.
Yeah.
So
And they're gonna call it. We are gonna see a game number 3. Like, draft from Battlezone just not really working out so well. The first 10, 12 minutes of the game, they were fine, they stayed even. But then as soon as things started slipping, we saw Luccini just take over this game. And,
I told you, man,
yeah.
5-man push. And when they got the blade mails, it's pretty much what turned the tide for them.
And Tinker's
That's pretty much
scared
how
to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he still did things, but it was kind of like, okay, do I really want to just spam March here? Because it could end up killing me. Anyways,
Also,
guys, I'm going to go ahead and swing us away for now.
Alright.
Yeah. I'm SP Revolution 5, joined by Rupture for Truesight TV, covering the Canada Cup qualifiers. One of these teams is going home next game, Luccini or Battlezone. Who will it be? Well, stick around and find out. Of course, big shout out to the sponsors, G2A.com, High Ground TV, Steel Series, Xfire, and MSI. And a shout out to Dota 2 Canada Cup for allowing us to cast here. We'll be right back.